Dominic Caddy here with Stay Down TV. I am here with Phil Wells. Phil will be fighting on Cadburys 104 in Cardiff on April 27th in a rematch against Jamie Richardson. Phil, mate, how are things?
Good, mate. Good, yeah. Happy, healthy, enjoying the training, usual stuff.
Good, mate. It's glad to hear. So, you're 10 days away now from the fight. So what do these next 10 days look like for you? When does the weight cut to 170? Like, would you walk around that, stuff like that?
Walk around just shy of 90. Never go over 90. That's kind of the limit. I'm about 83, 84 now. I'm happy, comfortable there. And then over the last Monday to Friday, I'll do that in water. But it's not strenuous for me. I don't take many risks. I'll be sweating out with a kilo on the last day. It will be it's a good system. Dean Amazinger sort of introduced me to it. And I thought I was doing it right until I met him, but no, it's all right. So these next few days are just high intensity, but no risk, no heavy sparring or anything like that. Just keeping the lungs going and ticking over, basically.
Nice, mate. You say, well, Dean, Dean's been around the sport for a long time. Obviously, Bisping had him in his had him around him for the GSP. He still blames Dean for injuring him for the GSP fight. I know that.
No comment.
So, you're based out of Swindon, right? But do you also train in Windsor still?
Yeah, still train in Windsor. So I have to shop around. There's two pro cage fighters in Swindon. I'm one of them, and the other one's my training partner who turned pro 2 months ago. So it's just the way it is. So I go to different jiu-jitsu gyms. I go and travel where I can. Dean's introduced me to some other guys, but Windsor's been like a regular home really for the past 2-3 years. Started off just as sparring, but then just going to their classes and part of the team. Got them on the top and everything. So I consider myself as much Scorpion kickboxing as I do anything Windsor.
That's quality, mate. I see Dean I see him around quite a lot. I live in Staines, which is 10 minutes from Windsor, so I'm in Windsor quite a lot. But it is really good. So going on to the fight, you last fought in November, which was against Jamie Richardson. This is the rematch. You didn't go your way that night. So can you just run me through what kind of set up the rematch? Did you request it? Did Cadburys come to you with it?
No, I requested it straight away. I don't want to sound like a bitch or making excuses, but I got injured. The first kick I threw, I tore my groin, and I did my best with what I could do. I got back to my feet, and as soon as I was on my feet, in my head I was going, "Please take me down." If he had stepped away and started punching, I couldn't move. I was struggling to use stairs. My dick went black, not in a good way either. It just went black bruised. It was just it's apart from breaking my ankle, it's the worst sporting injury I've had. And what are you going to do with that? It's just and it came at a time where I was I just got that main card spot, and it just I had a really good 2018, things were going well. So for me, I have to have a big match. I have to beat him, and like I'm not being rude, disrespectful. Jamie beat me first round on the night, but I don't think it was going to go that way the second time. I don't think it would have gone that way the first time round if I didn't get injured. But I did, tough shit, manner, and he took the rematch. So happy days, Part of me thought he could have just gone, fuck yeah, and just and carried on. But Dean facilitated everything for me. I don't really do much in that respect. He manages that side of things for me. So I don't know what conversation was had or how it was put across, but it seemed to be a very quick yes, and then we're back on it. It's a good fight though. Me and Jamie are both sort of entertaining, I guess. What you're going to get. So I don't think people are going to be disappointed to get to do it again. I
agree, mate. And I think, well, my guess is the reason Jamie took it is, one, he knows it's an entertaining fight. And, he's had some tough challenges, but you are, you're the biggest name. You've been around a long time, especially in Cage Warriors. If he could pull off back-to-back wins, it's good for him. You came in, you took the injury in the middle of the fight. You never know what happens, and every fighter will know, what that's like. Not to feel 100%, but to actually get injured in there. You hear it so many times. It really does. It's kind of, it's these little things that can really change the course of a fight. So maybe he wants to prove that he can do that. But like you say, it's a really, really good fight. And you had a fantastic 2018. You came into that fight 2-win streak. two-fight win streak. You'd won 2 fights 2018. That was the third fight of 2018, and you've had to take a break off now with your groin. How long were you actually out for before you could get back into training?
I didn't train for 4 weeks, and that was nothing. That was just physio, and I was doing like mobility, rehabby type stuff. All sparring, wrestling. First week of March. But I took that time to just sort of develop other aspects of my training, and it's almost been a blessing. It's almost been a blessing because you can switch off I've got to turn around and get fight camping, or I've got to keep doing this, and this. I just got to I've got to work on my hands and work on some simple stuff, and it's paid off well. So yeah, blessing in disguise.
Well, that's it. Just say, for example, in November, when you fought Jamie, the exact same thing happened. You hurt your groin, but you still managed to take it to the ground. You got a submission, you got the win.
Which I was close to. I was close. I kept bleeding all over his foot. That was a fucking problem. So it kept slipping out. But yeah. So let's say I managed to pull that or not.
Let's just say you did, yeah. So you're on back of a 3-fight win streak, an entertaining fight. There's been Cage Warriors since then. You may have actually had to be forced. Not, they obviously would never force you, but you probably would have forced yourself to come back a little bit sooner, which isn't always the right way. As you say, it can be a blessing in disguise. You can now come back sort of recalculated, fresh, ready to take it. You've had Dean in your corner, who's just a veteran of it, and like you say, your fights are never boring, mate. Out of 17 pro fights, it's gone the distance 3 times.
I think so, something like that. Yeah.
I think you've won 2 decisions and you've dropped a decision. So it's not like you're going to go out there and be tentative and be you're very calculated. Let's not get that wrong. But do you know what I'm trying to say?
I absolutely get it. I'm not playing for points. I get it. It is a sport, and I make the decisions I make when I'm in there. But I'm also looking to. You need to finish fights. I mean, you've got to be an entertaining fighter. I don't. In my head, there's certain avenues which get you up the ladder. You need to be good on social media, a polarized character, and pulling people in, playing much of that. You need to sell loads of tickets. Massively average at that as well. So I need to fucking beat people up. I gotta have that. So yeah, that's always a goal. And yeah, who doesn't want to finish fights? Why are we in this sport? That's the idea. It's conclusive. There's no arguing. And I've been on the other end of it. I've been winning fights and I've got my ass choked out, and that's it. I lost. The other guy was better on that night. So it's finish is a finish.
So do you think submissions are more decisive than necessarily, maybe not a flatline KO, but maybe a TKO? There's always going to be people that say, "Oh, still in there, or still with it," kind of thing. It's part of the game. And it's not even like they're trying to lie to them. They probably still truly believe that they were still in that fight, and they think they could find a way out of it because you're a fighter, and that's what you do.
So I've been on the end of both of them. So the Aaron Khalid one, when I got choked out, I was like, that was no bravado, no ego. I genuinely thought, like, I can still fight this. Whilst I was unconscious, in my head, I was in the Cadburys house in Swindon, like chilling, eating friends. Because in my head, I knew I was going to go fight, I was going to have a beer, and we're going to go have a curry. And then I woke up, Leo Roberts over me going, "Do you know where you are?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just kind of figured it out." So that's how far away I was from fucking reality. So it's good we got the people there. The TKO one, the Warren Key fight, where very end of the first round, he caught me, sweet punch, he just caught me. And there was lots of like and ahhing, like maybe it should have gone on a bit longer, maybe it should have. And I watched it back, I was like, fuck that, I had my hands down, get my head bounced around. Like that was that grey area, that TKO. Should you let it go? Shouldn't you? So I think it's just like this intelligently defending yourself is a matter of opinion, I guess, of the referee at the time. But from the situations that I've been in, they've been the right decision. But like you say, a fighter will always say, they want a little bit more opportunity, a little bit more chance. I guess that's why you're called a fighter,
And that's it, mate. I saw a fight at this past weekend at MTK, and a guy called Jay, he was on top of his opponent, and he was TKO, and like not one person in the arena would say that was too early for stoppage, except the guy who got stopped, unfortunately. it's unfortunate, and like you say, it's not him with an ego check. It's you are fighters. You truly do believe that you will find a way out of it.
There to win to the bitter end,
and that's it. And that is it, mate. And that is really it. So this is going to be your 7th fight under Cage Warriors. How are you finding? Because before that, you would sort of bounce around. You were fighting regularly at regional shows. You're putting in that graft. You're putting in the groundwork, and that is now it shows. Cage Warriors is the biggest organisation in Europe, and I truly believe that Graham Boylan has a plan, and I think it's going to go places. So, what's your experience been like in these first 6 outings for Cage Warriors?
So, like Cage Warriors in general, as like an organisation, they're brilliant. And I'm not just crawling at their ass. I'm just saying they are a different level, a different standard. Like you said, I've been on regional circuit before that, so to move up there, like it's simple things like your fight time. I'm told fighting at 7:20. There's no intervals. There's no fucking raffle that goes on for 45 minutes or some other bollocks which puts you behind. And there's more than one medic ringside. All those sort of things, little things as a fighter, you really do appreciate that. I've got they've looked after me. They give me good fights, give me hard fights. Exactly kind of what I feel I deserve. Like I've put in a lot of effort. And it's coming to fruition. I mean, if I had my run of 3 from last year, I'd be then got 3 more fights on my contract. So that would have basically carried me through 2019. And like I said, I would expect to be on the main card. And I don't have any doubt in my mind that they wouldn't put me on there. But I don't want to go anywhere else. Why would I? Unless a UFC are calling or Bellator. But I'm an old man or ONE FC or something like that. That's a long way away. I don't think about that. I'm happy at Cage Warriors. I've got a fight against Jamie. That's my next fight.
No, that's completely fair enough. That you're so open and honest about that. And I do agree. I think even with Bellator going into the UK market, they're still trying to figure that out. Whereas Cage Warriors seem to have it down to a bit of a T. Like they seem to have the system that we know. Okay, we've got Cardiff 104, 105 is Colchester, 106 London is the Night of Champions. Like we, as an MMA fan, you can see what the plan is and what's going forward. Whereas sometimes with Bellator, okay, we've got Bellator London, and then you don't.
6 months until you get to fight again? Are they going to ship you out to America and
that's what I mean.
I completely agree with that. I mean, like I said, Cage Warriors have been good to me. They'll keep me active, and like what you've just said there, I'm already looking. Not looking past Jamie, but I'm looking ahead. I'm thinking, this is my year. This is what I've got coming up. Like, where can I fit my fights in?
That's it.
I'm a kid. So you got to juggle that shit as well.
Yeah. What'd you do for a job?
I'm an engineer in a car factory. So I'm a fluffy engineer. I'm not like a proper engineer, like fixing mechanical, electrical. I sort of mediate different teams of people, and that's it. Fluff. Basically,
decent, mate. You cracking on, mate. There you go. So, if you say it all goes to plan, quick finish, or first round, like I said, on the 27th, what would make more sense if they said, would you do a quick turnaround to Colchester, or would you rather try and fight on the London card?
No, to Colchester too soon.
Be about a month, right?
Yeah, London Night of Champions is to get me matched on that, maybe a bit of an ask, but stay ready, dropouts or whatever else is going on there. I think it's not unreasonable. But July, they haven't announced anything in July. There will be something surely. So that's the aim. But if there's not there and something comes up for the June show, Hammersmith Apollo as well. That's cool.
Yeah, that would be.
Fuck me, I'd love to fight there. That's the shit you watch on TV. Sort of thing. Don't really appreciate it. And stuff like that you take with you after your career's done, getting to fight in these places.
Yeah, well, I saw a boxing guy. I went to, it was Frank Warren's show a couple of months ago. It was Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce. It was at the Royal Albert Hall, and I was like, I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah,
it was insane. It was it was the most comfortable seats I've ever been to in an event. It was proper nice, and it was like proper just beautiful. But I mean, someone like the Hammersmith Apollo, it's known for so many things, mainly comedy, but hey, why not? You can tell them about your black dick; they'll love it.
Yeah, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So that's it.
I'm weasel that into any future interview I have. I think it's a good touchline.
I think I'm going to have to caption this video, but we'll talk about that after. So, how long now until you make your way over to Cardiff? Obviously, not a massive journey, anything like that. You still have work. Like, when do you make the journey over there?
I'll make weight at home with a training partner, friend of mine, and then on the Friday I'll go down, do my weigh-in and that, and then I stay overnight. It's I probably could drive back, but it's nice just to sort of once I leave my home, I separate myself. I just stop answering, not as completely switch off, but I cut out social media and phone calls and stuff like that, and get myself back to where I want to be, you know, after a weight cut. So that's the plan. I've got a fair few people coming down. I think we're going out afterwards as well, so I'll be staying a few nights in Cardiff.
Nah, Cardiff's a good crack, mate. It's good crack. It's funny that you say that, though. You know, some fighters, I've heard it before, even if they're fighting in their hometown, they still want to separate themselves. I remember Pickett when he fought in London for his final fight. He stayed at home. He said, "Oh no, I'm going to stay at home this time because I want to keep it as normal as possible." Whereas I remember Bisping would have said, "No, I have to stay in a hotel when I'm fighting in Manchester. It separates you. It makes you give you an animalistic vibe." So you know, if there ever was a fight in, say, Swindon, they did the event there, would you still want to separate yourself?
Now, yes, I would. Now, definitely, yes, I would. Before, I used to think it was easier just going home and being around the. But like you'll end up doing shit like doing the dishwasher and the washing machine, and just like you have to continue being a regular human. Whereas that complete distinction, you can just focus everything, and I do like a lot of meditation as well. So I'm not sat in a room getting worked up. I'm actually sort of leveling myself out more, and you're away from those sort of pressures of real life, I guess. Would I do it if I fought in Swindon again? I don't know. Maybe. Don't know how the missus would feel about that, but we'll find out, won't we?
There you go.
Maybe when Cage Warriors comes to Swindon, eh?
There you go. Cage Warriors. I can see it now. Cage Warriors Swindon. I can see it. Are there any venues? Where would it be in Swindon? If there actually was, if they said, okay, let's do one in Swindon, where would you recommend? Where would you think there'd be a venue?
There's
Football.
Yeah, that's a big ask. No, there's like a Oasis sort of leisure centre, sports centre. It's a big venue, and when it's done up, they do like big stand-up comedy nights, and I've seen that place actually parted up mostly. It looks alright, but you still are in a sports centre in Swindon. I don't think Cage Warriors are going to be coming to us anytime soon. We're kind of Swindon's like this. People run it down, but it's not that bad. I've been to some fucking shitholes. Swindon's alright. But it's like we're too big to be a town, and we're not big enough to be a city. We just sit in this limbo. But yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, well, hopefully, mate. You said there's only 2, pro fighters at the minute. Hopefully, we'll see some more coming up. That's the beauty of this age group now. Like, kids 7, 8 years old doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Everywhere's going to have fighters soon, and that's going to be entertaining to see.
Different generation. Even I was saying to a friend of mine, like if I was an amateur now with the skill set I had back then, I want to be nowhere near as successful. The level has changed. It is different. But yeah, it's exciting to see. I always say, Paul Sutherland from Trojan Gym.
I don't off the top of my head, and I probably will.
Cheltenham, Gloucester way. I've trained with them loads, those boys, and his boy, I think he just won Naga, and like he can't be more than 8 or something like that. He's walking around with a Naga belt, and it's these young guys that are going to be different breed, like I said.
And that's it, mate. Like people trying to get them into jiu-jitsu. I think one of the biggest things that needs to happen is trying to get kids into wrestling in the UK and Europe. Because, you just see how dominant it is. Jiu-jitsu is, of course, right up there. But if we can get some sort of wrestling plans in there and just get it a bit bigger, I think that would really push. But, mate, the Brits seem to be holding their own anyway.
Yeah. This is the wrestling is probably the hard to get pure wrestling. I think is probably the hardest thing for me, anyway. Saeed Asmali in Bristol is a guy I used to go to. I've trained with him a lot. He's great, but to get to Bristol and then to Windsor the next day and then to some other place the next day to get it all in one pocket is difficult. But yeah, no, you are right. We need some more Iranians and Persians coming in to boost that wrestling pedigree of the country. That's what we need. Fuck this Brexit business.
That's it, mate. That would be phenomenal to see that, and hopefully we do see that, mate. So, Phil, I don't want to take up much more of your time. So, sort of final question for me is this? How do I word this? Is this the first big rematch for your career?
Yeah, I've never had a rematch, and in terms of the scale of the fight, no, but it is pivotal. You're right. I'm at a stage now where I'm kind of like on that cusp. I'm not top 10. I'm not in the mix with the top welterweights and cage warriors, but I can be. I'm always just fucking falling a little bit short. So yeah, for me, this has to be decisive. There's no two ways about it, and that's what I'm going in there to do.
Well, mate, I do wish you the best of luck. I really do, and we'll have a good chat afterwards. Phil Wells, you're fighting Cage Warriors 104, April 27th at Viola Arena in Cardiff. Have yourself a good day, and we'll speak to you very soon, okay?
Thanks, buddy.
Cheers, man. Bye.
Bye now.